You can actually blend it with your hands as well. Some households do a really nice feast with lots of good Indian food and lots of Indian sweet. And yeah. Hi everyone, welcome to Diwali Get Ready With Me. I'm filming this during Navratri season, so it's not yet Diwali, but I thought it would be a great idea for me to film a Diwali Get Ready With Me. Because I know a lot of you guys are of Indian origin or are familiar with this holiday, so I want to show you guys what fashion can look like when it comes to Diwali, what beauty can look like, and how to accessorize your outfits. So today I've worn something very neutral, so the look that I'm going to be creating today is going to be something that can go with any of your Diwali looks. Typically we have a lot of the colors red, gold, nude, green, all of those are big colors when it comes to Diwali attire. So those are the colors I'm going to be playing on today, specifically more of the reds, maybe not so much green, and the golds for accessories. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to start out with my makeup first. So to start out, I'm using the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer and just a brush to kind of blend it. Before using this, I did prep my skin by moisturizing it. Always be careful, guys. When you're wearing your beautiful clothes, you don't want to get makeup on it, so go slow, don't rush. I'm not going to be doing like a full coverage type of look because I think when your outfit is so jazzy, or if it's, you know, fully ornate, you don't want your makeup to look too overdone. I like to stick to very simple makeup. I hardly use foundation. The only times I've actually used foundation are for like dance performances or like when I'm on stage where, you know, you get those harsh lights and you need some kind of coverage. But that being said, if you are a fan of foundation, I think you could replace my tinted moisturizer step with just whichever foundation works well for you. Alright, so next I'm going to be applying some lip balm because it's always important to make sure that your lips are not chapped before you apply any of your lip shades. And after this, generally what I do is I like to apply an under eye concealer and then also conceal the dark spots of my face. And then you can either use a beauty blender to blend whatever you've concealed. I find though that like whenever I use a beauty blender, a lot of it ends up in the blender and not on my face. So I'm gonna just use the same brush that I used to apply my tinted moisturizer. But I'm gonna, you know, go over it a few times to make sure that it really does blend into my skin. Next, you wanna add a little bit of contour. I know with us Indians, I mean, we have a very wide gamut of skin tones. A lot of us can be more on the like brown, dark brown side, but a lot of us are also quite fair. So, I mean, that's a beautiful thing. Whatever your skin tone is, embrace it. There's a lot of controversy over the idea of contouring, but I think if you do it right and you just add like just the right amount of bronzer or contour or whatever it is, it looks really good. And so I'm gonna try it. So I'm gonna apply it near my hairline. And then where, like just under my cheekbones, and then along my nose, and then my chin. And then we blend. You can actually blend it with your hands as well if you like to use your hands more. A lot of people do like to use their hands because, again, applying makeup with your hands will get it on your face and not on the brush or the applicator. But I use a brush because anyways with contour I don't want too much on my face. Now we are going to do highlighter. So I know a lot of people say use highlighter first and then contour, but honestly I feel like it doesn't really matter which order you do it in. I always do like highlighter later on in the process because I want the highlights to show more than the contours. Next, what I like to do is, people call it baking, I believe. Basically, it's putting like a powder underneath your eyes so that your makeup stays more throughout the night, and your eyes, like the under eyes, don't look dark or anything like that. It kind of gives you that extra brightness beyond just the highlighter. Alright, so that's done. Now we're gonna put some blush on. And now we always, I mean, us Indian women, we're blessed with beautiful eyebrows generally, and we always want to make sure that like that's a feature that we highlight. So I always do like a little something to my eyebrows. Some days I just like go over it with mascara. Other days I do fill it in, but I don't think that we have to work that hard to fill it in. I just think it's important to like do like very little. Less is more with the eyebrows. So I will do that using my Smashbox Shape Matters palette, which I will link the last makeup tutorial I did in here. I gave all of the like the products that I'm using today. All of that is there, so if you want to see that, it's basically not the same thing. A few things have changed, but it's very similar to what I'm doing today. Alright, so as you can see, I didn't do too much up there. You always want to start out with darkening the outer edges of your eyebrow and then doing the front, I guess, like middle where your nose bridge is. You always want to do that last because you want the least amount of product to go there to make it look natural. And now is the time for eyeshadow, which is one of my favorites. I love playing with eyeshadow, so my advice is whatever color your outfit is, generally our Indian outfits are either silver and one color, or gold and one color. Or if yours is like multicolored, pick one color from your outfit and make that your eyeshadow color. For me, I'm actually wearing, it's like fully nude and gold. So then I think that I'm going to leave my eyeshadow very bronzy goldy, so in between those two tones. I'm using the Desert Oasis BH Cosmetics palette, which has got some really beautiful colors. I'll link this, all of the product links will be down below for you guys to buy or shop or to check out. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in with my powder just to clear up any of the eyeshadow that might have fallen below where it should be. Alright, so I want my red lip to really be the thing that stands out. As I say, you either want to play up your eyes or you want to play up your lips, so whichever one you choose, stick to it. Don't do both too crazy. So for the lips, you always want to, especially if it's going to be a long night, you're going to be talking to people, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you line your lips and color your lips in with the liner as well. Okay. So that's done, but this is not the final. Always line it based on the color that you're going to be using. So if you're going to be using a nude color, then make sure you're using a light lip liner as well, like something maybe even lighter than your shade. I've used a little bit of a darker maroon because I know the red that I have is really bright, and so I want to kind of deepen it just a little bit. So I'm using the Bobbi Brown lip color in Vixen Red 92. Now our last two steps are liner and mascara, and then we're going to get to the jewelry, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit about Diwali while I put on my jewelry. So for the liner, I'm going to use a MAC liner. I need to hold up my mirror to do this, so forgive me. It's a talent that I've learned is holding your mirror and doing your eyeliner with one hand. Alright, so as you can see, I've not done anything too drastic with the liner. Though, because it is going to be Diwali for you guys now when you see this, I think it's okay to go a little bit more with your liner. Maybe not too much, especially if you're doing a red lip, but definitely experiment and see what works for you. Alright, so this is going to be the makeup. Very simple, very natural, because we always want to let our accessories and our outfits do the speaking. Unless it's a very simple outfit, then you can go a little bit crazy on the makeup. So now this is my favorite part. I love choosing bangles. Bangles are basically bracelets, you guys probably know what it is. But I have a gorgeous collection of so many bangles. This is just one of my boxes. I have a few more that are down here, but we're going to choose from here because I think we'll find something that we like. So all of this is coming off. Sorry watch, sorry bangle, bracelet. This is also a bangle. If we chose a colored eye color, we're going to use that eye color for the bangles. But if you did choose that colored eye color, I would hope that your lip was more neutral. If you chose a bold lip, we're going to use that lip color for the bangles. Red, with small hints of gold. So I've picked these three, which are more on the maroon red side. The middle one is very bright red, so I thought it would be nice to kind of balance it with different shades of red. Now I'm going to go in, and since I have these three as like the main colors, I'm going to add thinner gold or nude ones to kind of even out the colors and make it a little bit more than just red. So now I've added both a nude and a gold in between my reds, so kind of sandwiched it in. I think this is good for me today because I'm going to be playing Dandiya and Garba, which is like kind of the festival or the event that I'm going to today, is one that's typically celebrated during the season of Navratri. And it's a Gujarati festival or a Gujarati event where we dance and we use these sticks in one of our dances. And so I don't want to be hurting anyone with too many bangles. But again, if your outfit is simple, go crazy on the accessories and wear as many bangles as you want. The worst part though about all these bangles is putting them back. Not my favorite part, but it has to be done. I just realized I put them on opposite ways. This one will go in this way. One thing we do is we wear what I call, or what my culture calls at least, tikas or bindis, also they're referred to. No, it's not always a big red dot or a big red line. That's not the only one. We have many others as well. So I have this box of like several different kinds of bindis. Several different kinds. I don't know which I'll choose. Let's see. So I'm thinking I'll choose this one because it's more on the shimmery side, very subtle, but the color I'm not so sure. I think I'm gonna, should I go with red? Does it match my lips? The red there? I'm gonna go with it. Make sure you do this in front of a mirror, guys, because you don't want it to go off center. It doesn't look very pretty. The next part is I'm gonna remove my earrings and my necklace, and we're gonna put in some really pretty Indian jewelry. And so I told you guys that I would be talking to you guys about what Diwali is, but this whole time I've kind of just been rambling. Diwali, I talked to you about Navratri, but I missed the one. Diwali is the Indian New Year. Wow, that's graceful. It is the Indian New Year. It's a very auspicious and celebrated time, widely all around different parts of India, and even the Indians that are abroad in other places like the States or Europe or Dubai, everywhere, they do like to celebrate Diwali, and I'm really happy because I think last year they declared it as like an international holiday, which is fantastic. This is a necklace I'll be putting on. So yeah, I think I'm proud to be Indian, and I'm proud to be able to celebrate different cultures and traditions that, you know, wouldn't be there were I not of a different heritage. I think I consider being Indian something really special and close to my heart. And that's not just because of like the fact that I grew up with parents that did hold the tradition and hold the culture really strong, which they really did, but also through my experiences as a dancer. I have done Indian classical dance for a very, very long time. And I have learned a lot about Indian traditions and Indian like Hindu mythology and all of that through my dance, and I've learned to really appreciate my culture. And I really love dressing up and celebrating events, even if I'm, you know, even if I can't live in India or I don't live there, I don't experience that much time there, I still think it's so beautiful to be able to be both American and Indian and take part in both holidays, or both cultures and whatever holidays both entail. So yeah, and in Diwali we generally do some households do like a really, really nice feast with lots of good Indian food and lots of Indian sweets. Others do pujas, some do both. Puja is basically a religious or spiritual ritual that's done in temples. Yeah, my family, we've grown up doing pujas every year, and we do the whole sweets bit. So everyone, all of our family friends bring over some really good sweets. For those of you who are Indian and know, let me know in the comments below what your favorite Diwali sweet is. Mine is probably Kaju Katri. That's probably the most widely eaten one. I don't know, some languages may refer to it differently, but it's my favorite. Yeah. Also Penda. Penda's really good. Yeah. Oh, the last thing we have now is to put on the dupatta, which is the red thing that I was referring to earlier. Alright, so this is my red dupatta. There are many ways that you can wear this, but for my purposes today, since I'm going to be dancing and playing and whatever, you can be really organized and you can like pleat it as I'm doing now. Actually, I'm not even going to pleat it. I think that because mine is net, I'm just going to kind of scrunch it together, like so. And I'm just going to put it like this, and I'm going to pin it right there. And for my hair, probably just going to put it back because I'm going to be dancing. Probably in a low bun or maybe a braid, because a braid is a very nice and Indian thing to do. And yeah, that's about it. I'm not going to bore you while I pin my dupatta or anything like that. But I hope this Diwali Get Ready With Me was fun. And if for those of you who are new to the Indian culture or just curious about what Indian clothes look like, I hope that this was helpful and fun for you guys to watch as well. I hope I inspired you, and I hope that your Diwali looks turn out fantastic. See you in my next video, and thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe.